club, under their player-manager, Kenny Dalglish, have become only the third team this century to win the First Division Championship and the FA Cup, the marvellous double in the same season. A wonderful achievement, born out of a superb and so typical second-half recovery by Liverpool today. The facts are those: one down until 57 minutes had gone, but then the reply. And what can you say now about this tremendous club? 31 prizes in 23 seasons. But now, following Tottenham in 1961 and Arsenal in 1971, they are the first northern club to win the double since Preston North End in 1889. And they add another to the long list of monumental achievements that they've struck up since the late Bill Shankly got hold of this club in the early 60s. Supporters thought they'd seen it all. They've won European Cups, and as always there has to be sadness. And Everton, who were good for their lead at half-time, and I have to say, might easily have gone 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes of the second half. That shouldn't be forgotten. But when you talk about recoveries, and Bob Paisley's seen a few of those, and indeed he's inspired a few of them from his manager's chair. Look at that shot. That's the best picture of the afternoon. The continuity, which is the byword at Anfield, has been proven again. There were those who had doubts when they gave Kenny Dalglish the job last summer. My goodness me, how they've proved the doubters wrong. And Liverpool win the FA Cup for only the third time. It'll be the captain, Alan Hansen, who goes up to get it. There's no way he'll let Dalglish go first, and nor should he really. They've had tremendous moments in Europe. They've had success here in the League Cup. They've won 16 championships, 8 in 11 years. But never before have they won the League and Cup double. And now the moment is here. What a consolation for Alan Hansen in the week he was left out of the Scotland World Cup party. These cheers, sweet music to his ears, and to those of Liverpudlians everywhere. Liverpool have won the double. And the two Scots, Hansen and Dalglish, who played against each other years ago up north of the border, well, they've had a terrific time since they came south with this club. Hansen, who came just before the cup final in '77, Dalglish, who came that same summer as a replacement for Kevin Keegan, Craig Johnson, the goal scorer. Celebrations all round. Steve McMahon, the sub there, didn't get a sniff of the action, but Ian Rush certainly did. 2 goals, it might have been 3. Kevin McDonald didn't know he was playing until lunchtime, and Jan Mulby, who, well, it'll be interesting to see what the experts say. I thought he was possibly more influential than anybody else in the way this match turned upside down. Everton then, winners 2 years ago, go up as losers for the second consecutive year. Typical out of the Liverpool spirit. Sammy Lee there, not even in the 12. And a wonderful chant too from the Liverpool terrace of Merseyside, because that's what this occasion has been about. And to that degree, Everton have more than played their part in what turned out to be a more entertaining FA Cup final than most neutrals had predicted. And well refereed by Alan Robinson in his retirement season. Well, the Merseysiders quite rightly are taunting the Mancunians, because this is something that Manchester United and company have not achieved. The League and Cup double in Kenny Dalglish's first season as the player-manager. No wonder they salute him now. Well, what is there new to say about Liverpool, Jimmy? On top for over 20 years, and today proving in front of Her Royal Highness that their football has a radiant smile as well.
Indeed, and a lot of people have tried to unravel the secret. There are certain things that they do that are different from other clubs. I mean, they buy players and put them in the reserves for 5 years, like Gillespie. And Everton, in a way, have imitated that. They've begun to do that kind of thing recently and building in the same way. There's no magic about their training. They play a lot of five-a-side, and so do a lot of other clubs. The secret doesn't seem to be there. It is, as you've said, I think, in the continuity, but also in that tremendous spirit which you can feel from those players on the pitch as they're celebrating. They really are friends. They really are part of a team, and you take on one, you take on the lot and the whole club.
Yes, there are no superstars at Anfield, are there? They're all treated the same. They are a down-to-earth club in every sense. They eat off the set meal menu when they're in the hotel. There's nothing fancy about them. I was there on Thursday night, and the backroom staff just drink their half of lager and tell you there's no secret, really.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the secrets, a star they had in Graham Souness, and I think it took Jan Molby a season. I think that was their quiet season last time round, to acclimatise himself to the rather different pace of the English league. And I think he has done that and emerged today as a superstar in his own right, but not allowed to say so, not as a Liverpool player.
Sporting smile from Peter Reid, who made the first goal, but an even wider grin from a man who was voted Manager of the Year yesterday in only his first season in the job, but still finds time to get out on the pitch and produce the goods. And if you can reflect on Liverpool's season, it's when Dalglish brought himself back into the side for the big games that things really began to buzz. Craig Johnston, whose goal was the one that put the match within Liverpool's control. And what about this man's contribution? Jan Molby of Denmark. But an adopted Scouser now. He's even got the accent.
It makes you think where they get their players from. They're not all English, are they, by any means? You mentioned the two Scots, the two brilliant ones at the start. One born in South Africa, another Dutchman. It's a wide spread, and perhaps explains at times why the England team doesn't always follow the achievements of clubs like Liverpool and Everton in Europe and places like that. And of course an Irishman there. And what a talented one. And of course, Bruce, from Zimbabwe, which we have to say now, although when he was born there it was called something different.
They began to call him one or two different things earlier this season, but in spite of a bit of uncertainty at the beginning of the second half, he made one save which I'm sure Kenny would appreciate when Everton was still very much in the game.
I'm sure the whole team appreciated it, and they'll forgive him his moment of rattiness in the game this afternoon, which was so uncharacteristic. But he was so upset that he knew he could do better and proved it immediately afterwards almost.
Nice shot there of Gary Gillespie, ruled out of the final by a stomach upset which only came on in the last 24 hours. And Kevin McDonald, holding the cup on the left, number 11, had never even been to Wembley before today, even as a spectator.
No.
And here he is now in the side that completes the double.
Well, he's got his hand on the cup, but I do feel sorry for Gary Gillespie because he's been part of their improved form recently. He's been playing every match, and they've had a tremendous run. And there's Kenny. He must wonder really what's happened to him. I mean, I can tell him now that managing is not as easy as this. It's all worked out in the first season, and I don't wish him any harm in the future because he's a marvellous inspiration. But how does he follow that? Where does he go from here to better? It's been just such a marvellous season, so full of emotion, full of achievement, and enabling Liverpool, I have to say this for a bit of fun, to emulate two London clubs and do the double. It's not many things they're in third place at. No,
but the two London clubs never had those 20-odd years of unparalleled continuous success like Liverpool have had. Nobody else has, Jimmy, in modern times.
No, it is a record that is breathtaking, and whatever it is they do, we should all try and find out and copy because it's magnificent. But I don't think there have been any losers in this cup final today. Liverpool won on 3-1, but it's been such a magnificent occasion. The crowd have been well behaved here. They sung Abide With Me and they sung God Save the Queen, and it really has been marvellous. They came in as Everton supporters and Liverpool supporters, but really more than anything else supporters of the game of football, and that's what's gained today.
We just saw Kenny go down the tunnel there, and you said, where does he go from here? The only thing he can do to top that is score the winning goal in the World Cup final, isn't it?
Wouldn't be a bad achievement next, John. Wouldn't be a bad... And I hope we're there to see it.
Well, what those supporters saw today was a cup final that they will remember for quite some time. It was the sort of cup final that we want in the current climate, wasn't it? No sterile tactics, no extra time, just a really good game that went first one way on the left there and then to the team on the right.
Yeah. It really was a privilege to be here today and be part of a great football occasion. And I was just thinking that sometimes they say footballers are overpaid, but quite honestly, when you see the type of support that they get, and they've proved themselves the best in a very difficult business, I don't think, compared with snooker players and golfers and things like that, they are overpaid when you see the emotion and the excitement and the belief that they give in these citizens of Liverpool who don't have the happiest of times these days. So I reckon they're worth every penny, their lads, and I'm not complaining about the money that has to be paid to watch that performance today.
And the man of the moment, Kenny Dalglish, is with Bob Wilson.
Yes, Kenny, 15 years since the double's been done. Many, many congratulations on Liverpool being the first side to do it since Arsenal and then Spurs 10 years before.
It's an absolute pleasure, Bob.
You enjoyed yourself, did you?
Well, if you don't enjoy this, what chance have we got?
What did you feel out there when Everton took the lead? Because they were playing very well at that time.
I thought we were playing quite well in the first half as well. Obviously they scored, it was a great ball, and like Guy only cut out pace there, I think it was Big Allen, got the break of the ball off Bruce and put it in. Half time all we had to do was keep playing, not to go stupid and run out of positions too much. And when you've got Russia like that, you've always got a chance of winning, and he stuck away two tremendous goals. Craig got the second one, which proved to be decisive. With a bit of wobble in the second half, but thankfully we've come through all right and we're absolutely delighted.
Let's have a look at some of the excitement, because we've got Craig Johnston and Yal Mulby with me. Craig, of course, got the second goal. And Craig, you can talk about this.
Well, I just know that somebody got it.
Sorry, this is the Gary Lineker goal we've got at the moment.
Well, I had nothing to do with that. Actually, it was me that gave it away to Everton at that time.
No, it was me.
The boss was shouting at me.
Actually, I think, Kenny, it was you that started that move, didn't you?
I tried to let it back to Craig. Gary was looking for his 40th goal, so I thought it'd be a nice present for him.
I think the one that we can turn to now is, in fact, Ian Rush's first goal. And that's a lovely ball through from Jan.
Yeah, actually, if you have a little looky, I think I might just get a touch on this, Rushy.
I must say, I wondered when it went in whether you were the one that was going to be credited.
Have a look now.
Yeah?
Have a look now.
So who's it going to be?
We'll give it
I don't know. I tell you what, there's not much in it.
I tell you, it's a certainty.
You're not going to claim that, are you, Craig? But you can certainly claim this one. And a fantastic ball there from the big fella.
Yeah, great ball. And all I know is I made a run, and it seemed to go through 3 or 4 pairs of legs, and it just arrived at me. I couldn't miss, really.
You really feel it was that clear cut, do you? I mean, it was driven across.
No, I couldn't. It just landed right at my feet. I couldn't miss, no. I tell you what, I would have got dropped the next game if I hadn't missed it.
Here it comes again, so let's get our big Danish international in on this. Jan?
Well, Rushy gets it down there with Mountfield, and at that time Everton looked a bit tired, and there was none of their midfield players coming back with me. And I was in open space, and Rushy gives it to me, and there I don't make Gary Stevens go past him. And of course I've seen Craig by the far post, and it's just to knock it over to him, and there it is, you know, on a plate. It's just
You make it sound very casual, that big fella.
Well, it was a very easy goal, wasn't it? There's nothing spectacular about that one. It's a crossbar, and Craig puts it in the goal.
Here's the third goal. Kenny, your thoughts at that moment from Ian?
I was worried for the guy's camera. There's a couple of cameras there at the back of the goal, and he smashed into about 2 of them. I couldn't see it. I was this side of the goals. I didn't know which side it went past Bobby Minns. But fortunately, it went in between the 2 white uprights, and that's the most important thing. You've got to give Everton a bit of credit, Bobby.
Well, I mean, now is our time. Now is our time.
It's a tremendous occasion. The fans are an absolute credit again.
It's a double for you, Kenny, but it is double disappointment for the Everton lads and Howard Kendall.
Yeah, but there's consolation in the fact that we got so close, isn't there?
Yes. It's been said by John Motson that all you need to do now is to finish up by scoring the winning goal in the World Cup finals. Then you'll have a clean sheet.
I'm happy with what I've got. I'd be greedy if I wanted any more.
And Jan, can I just have a word from you on your way to the World Cup finals?
Well,
now,
it's a nice send-off, isn't it, to win 3-1 in the FA Cup and be involved in a few goals. And as you said, the only thing he's got to do now is to score the winning goal in the FA Cup, or in a World Cup final. But the thing is, they're in the group with Denmark, so I can't see them going through. Sorry.
Rivalry already. We must leave the last word, Craig, to you, because you've got a little baby, I know, in hospital still, and your wife. Now's your chance to have a little word.
Yeah, I'd just say hello to Jenny and Cassie in hospital and say that Australia's got no chance in the World Cup.
To all 3 of you, many congratulations. Wonderful achievement.
Thanks very much.
Great day for Liverpool, and we'll be having some final thoughts from our panel here in a moment. Now, it looked as though it was going to be a great season for Hearts north of the border at one stage. Last week they expected to clinch the championship. They didn't, and today they didn't win the cup either. Aberdeen running out 3-0 winners, and you can now see the goals. Archie McPherson commentating.
Hewitt comes in. McDougall goes to the left. John Hewitt will try the shot on. He does, and he scored! Brilliantly! Oh, beautifully flicked by Hewitt. He's having a superb game for Aberdeen today. Weir, Walter Kidd. There's a dummy, there's a goal! 2-0. John Hewitt. Oh, there's a third one. Billy Stark. 3-0 for Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, the Scottish champions, Scottish Cup holders today, Scottish Cup winners. Now, we will have a word with the panel in just a second, but I suppose the man of the match, really, Ian Rush, with 2 goals today, is down there talking with Bob.
2 more goals, Ian. Absolutely fantastic. The story goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I thought the lads played brilliantly. I think early on in the season, people having to go at us, and so as I say, I went through a bad spell where I went 8 games out of goal, and people started slagging me off, and I think I've got them to thank for us coming better, and for myself. And everyone said, no, was writing Liverpool off, and we just carried on. And for us to do the double, it's nothing short of unbelievable.
No, it's a fantastic achievement. But what were your thoughts when Everton took the lead?
I thought we had better, until they scored, we had better the game, and we just sort of try and kept going, and say Lineker scored a goal, which was absolutely magnificent. To say you can't give him half a yard, and Bruce nearly got to it, but second attempt, Lineker just pounced on it and went in. And we went in half time, knowing that we had a lot of the game, but we just couldn't get the ball back in the net, and we knew if we got a goal, we'd have a great chance of winning.
Well, Bruce is here. Bruce, come in, because congratulations to you. And we're going to have a look at Ian's goals here, which I'm sure you'll be able to talk through between you.
Yeah, I've seen Jan put the ball through there, And I seen the keeper coming out, so I just touched it past him. And there's an empty goal there. There's a lot of grass. I didn't think it was going in for the moment.
Craig's starting to try and claim that.
No, he didn't even get a touch to it.
Oh, bad luck, Craig.
Yeah, so it's over the line, so I'm claiming that. Claim everything else anyway.
Well, that's the first one, and then this is the one that really wrapped it all up.
Yeah,
of course,
I see Ronnie Whelan seen him look up, so I just controlled it and just lashed it really, and fortunately for me went back of the net.
And you just said a few moments ago, here we've got the cup with us now. Bruce, you said a few moments ago, rather, Ian, you said that Liverpool had a lot of stick. You're the fellow who had a lot of stick along the route as well, but you had a save that I think turned the game at 1-1.
Well, what I know about that save, I was coming out to receive a ball from one of our players, I think it was Jockey Hansen, but he just scooped it back across the goal, and Sharp is so good in the air, and he just put it toward goal. And,
I know all the crowd behind us, Bruce, were all already shouting goal.
Well, I had to get to it. The kangaroo leap from Roo here, you know, he taught me how to leap.
The kangaroo leap from Craig, you taught him that?
I did, yes, in the younger days. Can I just say hello to my mum and dad in Australia and all my mates, because I know they're sitting up watching. No, I really want to. I said hello to my wife before, but they're a long way away and they're sitting up watching.
Well, I'm sure that's fine, but Bruce, we have evidently just got your save, because I do believe that it turned the game very much so, because it was 1-1 at the time, and here we have a chance just...
See, I came over to the 6-yard box to
You're out of position, aren't you?
Out of position. And Sharpie, tremendous header, he got it up there.
And the bushes then, though.
Well,
he jumped out of the bush.
The bushes was in this there.
Well,
you learned that in the jungle.
No, I had to get it over the bar, because if I tried to catch that thing, I would have gone into the back of the net.
It's a fantastic achievement, lads. Many congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Well, they're in tremendous form, and why wouldn't they be? And, of course, Emmeline Hughes here is in tremendous form now as well. You were just beginning to doubt them, I think, at one stage, Emmeline.
Yeah, they've... as Kenny said, they started off quite well, Liverpool, first half. For the first quarter now, started to play well. Everton got into the game, got on top, and for the next 40 minutes, Everton looked the only winners of the match. The substitution made the whole of the difference. Liverpool had just scored the first goal, just got into the game, and then Everton made... I mean, Howard Kendall made a substitution that we talked about for an awful long time.
Stevens went off.
He's pulled off a defender when they're only 2-1 down. There's still 20 minutes to go, and he's pulled off a defender who probably is the fittest player in the Everton squad. I mean, Andy would say that as well. You know, he's pulled him off, and he's.
I wonder if that was purely tactical, or whether perhaps he had a little bit of an injury.
Well, we don't know.
Well, yeah, I would have thought there must have been some doubt about him, because to me the second half, Mountfield wasn't fit. He looked the long ball that went to Rush should have been his ball easily, and he's come away from it. He wasn't sure about it, and then from there, once I felt that they'd done terrific at Liverpool, a wonderful achievement. But let's be fair, the 2 goals came up against the run of play, and then once they had the smell of blood up their nose, then they really played. But before that, I felt 20 minutes. I haven't seen Liverpool make so many mistakes. I mean, Hansen putting that ball across the goal. They were playing little short passes and made a lot of mistakes. And then he was fighting with his left back, the goalkeeper, and perhaps that woke them all up when he started fighting with his own players. But in the end, they've done terrific. But let's be fair, I think that I thought, let's have a little thought for Everton, because I thought they played very well today.
Now, you're a man here, well, looking at strikers as well as anything else. Tell us your thoughts now about how you thought Lineker played, and of course, Rush.
I thought, I must say, looking around the game, if you look at Liverpool, there's not many really good individual performances today, and Everton neither, and it's been a great game because of the goals, the way they've come, but there's one above everybody else. I felt Rush, for me, was outstanding today. Even when they weren't playing well in the first half, he was stopping the pass back to the goalkeeper, he was working hard, never stopped, and he looked sharp, and he wanted to score. He looked like he... And I felt that, you know, I was a bit... He didn't pay a bit more attention to that third effort. He could have had an hat-trick there, didn't he? He just looked like he wanted to score a good goal instead of, which is not like him. But I thought he was excellent today.
That would have been the first hat-trick in over 30-odd years, with Mortensen the last, as John Motson was saying.
That's right, yeah.
Andy, obviously you'll know just how disappointed the Everton boys will be here
today.
They'll
be absolutely unbelievably disappointed, Des. As we said, but though, I mean, when the game started, second half, it looked all as if it was going Everton's way. There was no ink up until they scored. Russia got the first goal. There wasn't. I didn't even think they looked like they were going to get one. And then all of a sudden, they fit Everton way, a 1-2, and within 6 minutes, they're 2 up. But I agreed with him about the substitution. I think maybe Howard played his card a little bit early. I thought at 2-1, Everton was still good enough to maybe get back in the game. But the substitution seemed to just throw the game back at Liverpool.
It was a funny substitution to make, even if he was injured, if you know what I mean. Injured, yeah. He's pulled off a player that is he's an absolute fitness fanatic, Gary Stevens. I mean, he can run. That is his strength.
We said it might be.
He's got to have been injured.
He's played again. Well, he's played 3 against 2 at the back, just to think. Well, we've still got a bit of insurance. But then the spaces got bigger for them to run into, and it was a gamble who was going to score. Adrian Heath comes on, and I thought he'd give them a lot of quality, and I thought that for me, as I said before, he's a good player, and he could have done. Lineker gets a good chance, and his first touch lets him down again, and then it went their way again.
Can we just have a word about Molby, who was obviously one of the stars of this match, involved in 2 goals, and could have got one himself too.
Could have got one himself, yeah. He's done well actually. He's played in little bits of fits and starts the first half. He's been in, as Liverpool were in and out of the game, and nobody really dominated, as Terry said. No one individual stood out in the Liverpool performance, but Molby's done as well as anybody.
Yeah, he's done well. I think the other thing I thought I'd be interested to see again. I thought Kenny Dalglish could have been offside for the second goal.
Well, we can't have a look at that now because we're almost out of time, Terry. But we'll just have a final.
But before we finish, you've got to say how magnificent Liverpool have done. You know, to win a double.
We don't stop saying it.
It's incredible.
Absolutely superb day for them, and a superb day for the game, I think.
For the game,
because
that's very important.
An absolutely wonderful cup final and a splendid day. And Liverpool have done the double, the first club to do that since Arsenal did it back in 1971, only the 3rd this century and only the 5th overall. Aberdeen's day north of the border, but here, Liverpool's day, Liverpool's season, I suppose. I hope you've enjoyed the cup final with us. From all of us, enjoy the goals again. Goodbye.
Lineker off through the centre again. This is promising. Lineker for Everton. Saved by Grobbelaar. Lineker. 1-0 to Everton. Here's Whelan. Molby. And here's Rush. Onside. Ian Rush. Goal. Here's Rush. Dalglish is up, so is Molby here. Dalglish, no, Johnston, yes! 2-1 to Liverpool. Molby again. Oh, I say, his vision there was lovely. Whelan. And Dalglish, and Rush is on the far side. Is this 3? It is!